you there? Okay, great. So, yes, just move between the tabs, the sheets. So which one are we on? Let's go to the first one. Because I'm looking at shortcuts. Yes, shortcuts is you are at the end of the sheet. So okay, great. So when we're dealing with Excel, we're not starting from the beginner level now. We're taking it as though we're taking it as though we are we're taking it as though we are already in Excel, because this one is strictly set for formulas. So we are going straight for formulas, but I just want to show you one or two things that can probably be of help along the way. Then we quickly dive into formulas. Okay, so I want us to do a bit of some filtering. When you're dealing with filtering in Excel, there are various ways you can be able to do filters in Excel, and it's just some simple things. Let me just deactivate my filter here. If you look at this, if I go to home, I go to filtering and clear all filters. Okay, so let's take this data. It's thousands of rows of data. Now you want to have only data which is found in the western region. Okay, so you've got the west there, so you want just only data from the west. Now this data probably is mixed up. Okay, so what I have to do first is to click in the table that I'm dealing with, then I have to go and activate my filter here. So I come and click on that. My filter is activated. When my filter is activated, let me just confirm if the recording is underway. Okay, when my filter is activated, now I can come here and click on that. Then under selection of all, I can come and select west, and I'll have west as the data which I want. So I'm just filtering the data. Okay, so I can copy this data. Now to copy this data, since it's a table, I can press Control A while I'm clicking in the data, or Control that star which we use as times. Okay, or Control Shift 8. You can press Control Shift 8, Control Shift 8, the data will be highlighted. Okay, you're getting it? I didn't see where you clicked when you went to west. You went to filter, sort. Okay. Sort and filter, then you went to filter. Yes, when I click here, have you seen here? I can deselect all, or select all, then deselect, then select only west. Does it make sense? Okay. First of all, do you have these boxes on your data? Yes, I do. Okay, so when you come here on the first one, region, click on it. Okay, region in any cell. Not in any cell. You're clicking on this. Have you seen that button? No. Yes. You're clicking on that one. Then you're deselecting. Deselect. No, nice. Maybe I'm using an older version. What version is that? This is there in all the versions. So region? Yes. And then I'm supposed to click the top. Oh, no. Feel. I don't know. You're using these tabs. These tabs. Oh, so I was in introduction. Yes, you were still in introduction. We'll get back to that. Okay. Alright, let's go. Alright, so now I select my west there. Then I say okay. Boom. I have all the data which has west. Okay. So I can copy this data set. If I need to give this data to somebody else, I copy it. I create a new sheet, then I paste my data and I can send it over, or I can create a new booklet. Okay, so this data you can send it over. I've shown you that. Let me show you other things. If you come here, for those dancing ants to go, you just press escape. So now I want to click on this, then I want to remove the filter which is there. So for me to remove the filter, I click on the remove. Okay, yeah, great, clear the filter. So now I want to do two filters. Okay, I want to do a filter by region and by item. So you've got two criteria that you are using. I want central as the region, and then I want pencil as the item. So this one you can start either ways. So you can start by saying region, then you come to central, then okay, there you go. Then you can come to item, then you can come and select pencil. Boom, you have your data by two criteria. You can even do it by 3 or 4 criteria. There is no problem. Make sense? Great. Let's remove the filter. So you can also filter this by color. Okay, you can come here and say I want to filter my data based on a particular color. So in this case, I want to filter my data based on the color yellow. I click on the color yellow. Boom, I have all my data for color yellow. Now, how is this beneficial? When you're going through your data, you can be highlighting data which you find that I need to revisit, probably this, like that. If you highlight it, it makes it easier for you to be able to follow through. Okay, all right. Okay, probably let me give this phone to someone so that okay. So try that filter. Try the filter. All right, so we pick it up. So we've got different filters by different colors. We can clear the filter on colors. Then you can filter using different criteria such as number. So when I come here under number, where there are numbers there, I can say I want a number filter. So under number filter, I can say I want equal to, does not equal to, greater than. I can even do above average. So if I say above average, I get all the data that is above average. I can do top 10, top what, all that using the filtering. Okay. All right, let's clear the filter. You can even do things like filter by text. So you can do a filter by text. But anyway, these are just some of the little things. Let's just move on to data validation. The tab for data validation. Okay, under validation, when you're dealing with data, there are times that you want to restrict what type of data you can be able to get. For instance, you are collecting data for people who are above the age of 18. So anybody who puts an age that is below 18, the software must not accept such an entry. So in this case, we've got here, it's a free entry, you can enter anything. Okay, so but we want to be able to make a restriction on what they can enter. So the first thing that you have to do is to highlight the cells or the column that you want to deal with. When you highlight, you go to data, then you go to validation. Under validation here, you have where it says allow. Under allow, you click there, then we'll do with whole number. Okay, so our whole numbers that we want to do, are they between or it's just above? For instance, if it's age, are we saying we want probably youths, so we say probably from 18 years to 35 years, or we just want everyone who is above 18 years? That selection is done by coming here where you've got data, the data type, you've got equal to, not equal to, greater than, all this. These are different options you have. So we want for everyone who is just above, so which means it will be greater than. Where is greater than? Greater than. Now, when you're saying greater than, which means if you put 17, here, which means any number that is greater than 17, it will be accepted. But if you put 18, you exclude 18 itself. Okay? You get it?
Yes, if you say greater than, it means it starts from 19.
Yes.
If you say greater than or equal to, then it means 18 going.
Correct. Then we are good. So now we're saying greater than 17. Then we say okay. So now when we come here, someone comes and says, I'm 12 years. It refuses. But if they come and say, I'm 18 years, it goes through. So you're validating what data is going in. Alright, you're dealing with probably NRC numbers. With NRC numbers, you know that you've got how many digits? 6 plus 2 plus 1, 9. 9 digits, right? Including the slash, which means you got 11. Okay, so which means it must be equal to 11. Alright, so we say we highlight our data, our cells where the data must come in. Then we can come here and say our text length. Okay, text length here, it has to be text length. So the text length should be what? Equal to. So it's going to be equal to 11. We've entered our 11. So we come here, we say 13, 13, 13 slash 13 slash 1. If you press enter, it goes through. But if you just do, it doesn't go through. So now you can be able to restrict by text length. You can do it for date. So for date, you can say that all those below, all those who are, let's say, all those that were born below, or how do you do? Yes, it's less. Yeah. So those less than 2000, those who were born 2000 and backwards, they can be able to vote. Those who were born above, they shouldn't be able to vote. You come here, highlight, go to your data validation, then come state, it's a date. Then you can say between or less than. Where is the less than? Less than date of what? 1st January, comma 2000. Okay. So if we come here, we say 20001. Sorry, maybe put the date properly. 1/1/2004. It refuses. Okay, so which means it now knows that okay, it cannot pick that unless if I go backwards. All right. Okay, we do another one, drop down lists. Now let's take it that people are entering the province that they are coming from in your data, which province are you coming from. Now we know that provinces are a fixed, okay, they are fixed, or probably say talk about gender, it's either you're male or you're female, no two ways about it. So in this case you are trying to avoid cases whereby others they'll put F standing for female, others they'll say like that, they forget something. So this is a headache for a data analyst, so they don't want this. So you delete this out. Let's say we're going to create a list for them where they'll pick from, they will not have to type. So how do you do this? Highlight the cells that you're dealing with, go to data analysis, then you go to list. Under list you've got source here. Under source you can say male, comma, no spaces, female, like that. Then okay, so when you come here on your drop down, if you select, you'll find there is male, there is female. Do you want to try it out? Okay. Right. So you,
Mine already has Lusaka, Uppercase.
oh, now this is what you do. So since your data already has something, highlight this table like this. When you highlight it like that, come to under data validation, then say clear ocean.
Validation section.
Wait. No, come click on data validation. Then it will tell you this. Then you come here and say click any value, select any value. Then you say okay, which means it clears your data validations. Yeah. I think it has also cleared mine. Yeah. Just say okay.
Right, so it has cleared mine.
I don't know.
Yes, it has
Oh,
cleared mine.
okay. Then you can try it out.
So in the drop down list, highlight this column,
Mhm,
data validation.
mhm,
I come on allow, then list,
mhm,
then source here I write female,
mhm.
female no space, male.
Comma. Did you put the comma?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Yeah. It's working out.
Yes, so
Great. There is another way which is much easier because you can quickly update. For instance, I can give the data which I'm dealing with. So if it's the provinces, I can have my data there. Lusaka, CB, uh, and northwestern. Okay. So these are my data which I'm dealing with. So I'll just highlight my data there, and I'll go to validation. Then I'll say list source is my this is my source. Boom. I'm done.
before we go any further, I concede. Stata is the baby. I'm convinced.
Stata is a baby.
Like bro, I swallow my words. I bite my tongue.
Stata, SPSS, nothing compared to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a baby.
The little brand.
Hmm. So you can actually do that. All right. Now let us put some cream on this. Here, where we have got validation, somebody comes and they don't even understand what they're supposed to do because they're not familiar. So they come here and they want to type like uh, from Lusaka, something like that. If they type the correct way, it would accept. So if they type like that, it says they don't understand this error. You get the point? They wouldn't understand this error. So you would have to give them a guideline. So the guideline, this is how it goes. Highlight the cells, go back to the data validation. So here you see it's a list. So now what we want to do is that we want an input message. An input message tells them what you're supposed to do. Okay, so you can say listen. Okay, uh, please select drop down. Okay, list. Boom. Listen, please select from the drop down list. Okay, so which means when they just click on the cell, it tells them, then they can be able to select. If they go to the next cell, it is there. Okay, let me put another one. What if in case they are still stubborn, they go ahead and put out something still giving them an error, because people rarely read instructions. So that error which is coming up there, it should be constructive to the people that we are doing. This value does not match the data validation instruction. They don't understand what is that. So we can say, let's customize this. Okay, so we can come here, select the list, then go back to the validation. Now we want to put an error input. So what should it be? A warning. Okay, probably select that. Then the title is not. Okay, you have to select from the drop down list. Okay, so now the instruction is here. Bam. All right, not, you have to select from the drop down list. Okay, that's how it works.
So like this, can I input on both one? Like can I put on the input message and the error alert and say okay, or I have to do stage by stage
No, no, you can do both.
at the same time?
Yes, yes. I just did that so that you can know this one will cause this effect, then the other one will cause this effect. Okay. All right. We good? All right. Let us go on. Data cleaning. We'll skip data cleaning and we'll jump to our formulas. Okay.
Go into formulas.
Yes. So if you've got data here, just remove it here. We are under FO. We're there.
Formulas. So I should delete.
Okay. If you had data here, like you had probably some data here, you can delete.
My formula is just written F1, then the next T.
Here. Just delete whatever in this cell.
I don't think you can.
There's nothing.
Yes,
No, if you are probably below, have you seen? You can scroll
I'm
up.
at the top. I'm at the top at the top, but I have days. I don't have time. I think I'm looking at a different.
You are in E1. Go to A1.
Oh,
Yes. All right. So, what we want to do is this. We want to be able to know how you count rows in Excel. Like, how do you count the number of rows? How do you count the number of columns? So, in Excel, you just say equals, then you say, all right, let me show you both. I'll show you how to know which column you're in, column what, and I'll show you how to know what number of columns are they. Okay, so let me show you how to know which column you're in. So if I say column, then my reference is probably this one here. Then if I press enter, it tells me column 3. You see that one? Column. Okay, I think I was fast here. Let me do this. Okay, so what I'm saying is this. I want to know, have you seen here, this is column 1, column 2, column 3. These are columns, right? Yes. So if I want to find out in which column is this, I can say equals, then I say column. Have you seen this column here? When column, when is, I'm typing a formula, then a suggestion comes, I press tab to accept that suggestion. That is in blue. Then it picks it up. Then I can make a reference. Probably I want to make reference to this column there, which is C3, right? Then if I close, I press enter, it tells me that is column 3. So even if I picked this one here, even if I remove this, I come and pick this one, I'll still have the same answer. It's column 3. So it's just telling me in which column are you. Okay. So it says, sorry, I was doing it on the row part. Okay, I was doing it under row.
okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
So if I want to do row to know which row I'm in, I can say row. Have you seen row has been highlighted? I press tab to accept. I click on the same. If I press enter, it tells me in row 4. If you check it, that's row 4. Okay. Now, if I want to count how many rows are these, I'll have to use another formula, which is rows with an S. Tab. I highlight these rows here. Have you seen those rows? I press enter. It tells me I've got 6 rows. So it's counting the number of rows. The other one tells you which row you are in. Okay. So on columns, I just say
So
equal.
similar will tell you which row you're in, and then the plural will tell you how many rows.
Correct. Okay. Let me just clear some formatting here. Okay, so under column, I'll say equals, then columns. Okay, then I select, for instance, since you're dealing with columns, you have to move that direction. Okay, so I select probably these 3. So if I press enter, it tells me I've got 3 columns. Okay, makes sense? Oh, it's very easy, right? Okay. All right. So this, what were you doing? We're creating some building blocks to what we want to build. Okay. So let's remove this if you have that under offset. Okay. We're there. Now I want to find out how offset works. How does offset works? The way offset does it is this. From the position that you have told me, how many steps should I go to the right, or how many steps should I go to the left, to the up or down. Okay, it asks questions. Okay, so for instance, if I tell offset that I'm in July on this position, then I want it to offset. I can tell it offset by 2 going down, or offset by 2 going to your right. So we go and say equals offset. What is my reference? Let's say my reference is June. Okay, but me, I want to come and pick up 1243 here. So I'll say comma. How many rows do I need to offset from June? It's 1, 2, 3. So I say 3 rows, comma. How many columns should I offset? 1. Then I close, press enter, it returns to me. Yes. So that's how offset works.
So I'm looking at it from an application point of view. So for example, let's say those are the months
Yes.
and those are the sales.
Yes.
And then say for example in the company want to write off June, July and August as bad dates, right?
Uh-huh.
So then for example maybe let's, because the data is too much.
Yes.
So we can use this to be able to give us that figure. No, I'm just looking at
You want, yeah, you want to write it off as bad date.
yes, like maybe let's say we want to forgive our customer. So
Okay.
we want to just is that figure okay to pick it up and say okay we're only starting to pick from September.
Okay, you wouldn't necessarily use it that way, but how you can use that way is to say, if a date has stayed for this number of months, if this date has stayed for this number of months, then pick up the figure of that date, then return it as that is a part of that bad date. So you're picking up the figure, putting it in a table for bad date. Yes, you can be able to state, because for you to categorize it as bad date, it has to have probably a period of time where it has gone without being paid. Yeah. All right.
So let me just
Okay. And at times, how you do that is you can, to make it simpler for you, you will use what you call conditional formatting. In conditional formatting, you say if this is this long in date, you can be able to format it as red, in red. Okay, so you format it in red, but what you do is this: when immediately that date comes, oh, you want me to jump, huh? Okay. All right. So we've got offset. We've done offset there. Let's look at.
but I think mine has some formatting. So it's control A, highlighted it, control A and then
So if you've got some formatting here, like for instance here, you can just highlight like that, then come to this, then clear formatting.
I was going to format the whole document.
If you do that, it goes for the whole document. Okay, let's move on. Which one is this? Okay, transposing of data. All right, let me just clear out this data here. I'm just clearing the data there. Okay, highlighting the data, then pressing the delete. Okay, so I have this data, but this data I want to shift it from it being arranged like the days, months and what on top. I want them to be so I just highlight the data, copy the data, then I go to where it's transpose here. I want the data probably to start from here. So there are two ways you can be able to do this. You can be able to say PAM, then you say transpose, like that. You click on the transpose button. Have you seen it has already been shifted?
Yes.
Yeah. At times, if you want to put more special effects, you can click on special. Under special, probably you want to paste it as value, then you also want to transpose it. Yeah. There are more things you can do here. Then, boom, there it goes. Have you seen when I said paste as value, it removed all the formatting?
Alright.
Yeah. That's the power of that.
So we copy the data.
Yes. Okay. Let's move on. Scrolling backwards, then we scroll down. We have got the indirect. So you can remove that data there. Boom. So what do I want to do here? I want,
Sorry, just 1 minute.
okay, all right. What I want to do here is this. I've got these figures here, right? Now these figures, this figure is in a cell called C12, right? I've written the C12 here. Same with the rest. I want to show you how the indirect formula works. The indirect formula, the way it works, it refers to another cell, like it refers to this cell and picks out the reference in this cell to another cell to bring back that value. Okay? So if I say equals, then I say indirect, then I say pick this. This is my reference cell here. Pam. See that one?
Yes.
Then if I press enter, it returns this value there. You see that one?
And then you say indirect C112.
Yes.
You click on it to highlight it.
Yes, you just click on it, highlight it, and drag down. Okay.
Close the bracket and enter. Right.
Okay. So if I want to do for the rest, there's this part where you can drag down. This, yeah. Okay. We'll skip the lookup. I have challenges explaining it on individual level, unless if we're working with a formula. What do you mean? What do you mean? Let's do with a formula text. I'm just going to delete that. Okay. So I have this here. I've got this data here. I've added this data. I found the sum here. But at times, there are times whereby you want, when you're presenting to people, you're saying, okay, I use this formula to do this and this and this. So if you always have to click on it like this, you can't do anything else. If you do anything else, it disappears. Okay? So you might have to want to show it by using a formula which is called formula text. The reference is that. Press enter, it returns the formula which is in that cell.
Someone did it for me.
Yeah, you get. It's at times I forget to remove the data from the template.
Okay.
Yes, that's how you do it. Okay. All right. Let's move on. We go back. We do the trim function. Trim function. Formula rather. Function formula. What does it do? Let's look at this. If I have this data here, have you seen my data here? If I want to sort this data, I'll have trouble. Let me show you. I click on that data, I go and activate my sort. Come on, it's not picking up. Okay, let me deactivate it for it to pick up. Probably if I do that, so that you can see my table better. Alright, so it has been picked up. So now what I want to do is to sort this data in. I want to sort it in alphabetical order, A to Z. Boom. You see the problem which we are having here. This data is starting with central, west, what. The reason why this is happening is because the spacing before a word carries a higher ranking than an A itself. So you always have to trim your data, because if you do perform this kind of analysis on your data, you have problems. You get wrong data. So Control Z, just to go back. Now I want to use the trim function. I'll say equals, then I say trim. I select the cell that I want to trim, press enter, then run it down. Okay, so now I have all the spaces removed from my data. Now this data, you can work with it. So you're removing front irrelevant spaces and back irrelevant spaces, even between if there is an excess space. Yeah, okay.
So I copy the data from the raw data. There in the raw data.
You want to run it down? Have you done the formula already here?
No. So I put the formula
You write the formula, yes.
equals, sure. And then I highlight the whole.
No, you just highlight the cell that is opposite or besides.
Okay. And then you can drag down.
Yes.
Okay.
It's working?
Yes.
Okay, great. Let's move on. Okay, now let's learn how to generate random numbers. Okay, so I'm probably doing some dummy data for my presentation sake. So I want to give random scores to these people. So I'll say I want to give them scores of, say, between 50 and 100. Okay, so I can say equals, then I say rand between. Then I can say my bottom number is 50, comma. My top number is 100. If I run this down, it gives me random numbers. These numbers are random. That's how you generate random numbers.
This is how they used to give us maths in university. It's not really a lie.
Is the lecture is tired. Hmm?
So my top number is 50.
Yes, your top. Uh-huh.
My bottom number is my top number is, okay, it's a good class. 92. Oh my god. Oh, so this is how they used to give us maths.
Okay. So we move on. There are lecturers who are lazy. So I'm just deleting that from there. You've seen that?
Yes.
It's already deleted also.
Um,
We are on changing cases.
so you think it's a
All right. So what do we want to do here? We want to find out if I'm given data, for instance, I'm given in data in Excel in lowercase. How do I change my data to uppercase in Excel? Simple. I just say equals upper. Then I click on the data which I want to change. Enter. Boom. It has been changed. What do I do? As the first goes, so the rest.
What did you click? You didn't scroll down. What did you click?
Oh, okay. So Control Z. Have you seen this come a solid square?
Yes.
Yes. When you double click it, it runs it down. Good observation.
As we are like we're doing it, I'm doing it manual. I'm doing it.
Dragging.
Yes, dragging. I was like, no, he didn't drag it.
All right. Now we've got we want to turn our capital data, the one which is in upper cases, to lower cases. What's the formula?
Because
Then
law.
correct. I'm even me have failed. You can do it for me.
Oh, you want to put.
All right. I want my first letter to be capitalized. What's the formula? Correct. I like this. Okay, let's do it. Delete that data which you have there. Boom. So now I'm given some phone numbers. Now you know some phone numbers carry different formats. Others they come with those, for instance, let's say the phone number carries spaces. Others they carry those to my
Underscores.
yes underscores, and others are called the dash, isn't it?
Yes, the dash.
Yes. So you might have such a problem. So let me show you. I'll put underscores and I'll also remove the underscores so that you remain without anything. So look at this. I say equals. I want where there is spaces in my data to be underscores, right? Or dash. So I'll say substitute. Now what's my text that I'm dealing with? I'm dealing with that text, comma. What is the old text that I want to substitute? It's a space, right? Now, how do you indicate a space in Excel? It's double quotation, space, double quotation. That's a space in Excel. So I put double quotation, space, double quotation, comma. What's my new text that I want to put? I want to put a dash, right? Now, how do I put a dash? Double quotation, dash, double quotation. Then I cross. So if I press enter, boom, the dash comes. If I run this down, my numbers have got the dash. Does it make sense?
Yes, I'm just forgetting the formula.
Oh, okay. Just say equals substitute.
Because I forgot the word substitute.
Oh, yeah, substitute. I always put a kakru here.
Oh, yeah, I didn't specifically say it.
Equals substitute. So your assignment will be how to remove this dash and put no space. There shouldn't be any space. That's your assignment. All right. Let's go up here. Which one is this? All right. You're going to like this one. You remove all the data from the right to the mid. Okay. All right. It should be like that. You see that one? Okay. All right. So let's do this. I want to pick. I'm dealing with my days, right? I've entered my days. Now I want to pick the first 3 letters for each day. Okay. The first 3 letters of each day. How do I pick that? I say equals. Then I say right. All right. I'm going to pick at the end. So it will be at the end. So if I say right, which means I'm picking the last 3 letters on my right side of this text. So how many characters? 3. I type 3 there. Close. Press enter. It gives me. Did you know that all the days are contained the day at the end? Okay. Look at this again. It's the same thing, so you'll be able to do it at the same time. So you've got another one. I want to pick the first 3 letters. The first 3 letters, it will be equals left. What's my text? That is my text, comma. How many characters am I getting? 3. Enter, drag down. So I get the first 3. Okay. It's working. All right. Mid. It allows me to pick my data from the middle. So what text am I dealing with? That's my text, which I'm dealing with, comma. The starting number, where do I want to start? Let's say I want to start from 2, position 2 in this text, comma. I want to get how many characters? 3 characters from position 2. Then close. I press enter. It gets me the characters on the middle, which were about 3.
I have 2 characters. I have O and N, and then the other ones I have 3. But then I think it's because I have a space.
Yes, correct.
So
Yeah.
I picked up the space. The
Yes.
space is not showing right there. It looks like it's only 2 letters, but then
Yeah,
picked up the space.
that's true. Okay. Let's move on. All right. Let's deal with find and search. Okay. So for instance, I've got Dockers there, Mwale there, and what? So I want to find where the letter O is, what is the position of letter O in a particular word. So I'll say find. What text do I want to find? I name the text which I want to find. I want to find the text O. Okay. Comma. Within which text? Within that text. Then close. If I press enter, it returns to me the position of the letter. That one, it's you can avoid it.
Okay, so I can close.
Yeah.
No, it's still invalid.
Hmm?
It's still invalid.
Value error
Yes,
equals the
find, right?
yes find. So your O should be in double quotations.
Okay. Okay.
All right, it's working out.
Yes.
So if I press enter, I can drag this down. So you see that.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, you see that?
Yes. It's
Okay.
done. Give me exactly done.
All right. Yeah, because the O in this one, it's in position 10. So you see that this position 10 is the first O. So it picks the first one, then it stops.
And the
Here,
two value errors is because it's not
not,
all.
yes. Okay. So how about search? Search, this is how it works. Search should be case sensitive. That's the difference. So if I say search, no, actually find is what is case sensitive. Search is not case sensitive. So I say search for double quotation, then I put capital O, then that comma within that text. If I press enter, it will return to me the text. Okay, that's the difference between search. The find is case sensitive. All right, let's move on. Concatenation. We remove this here, escape, delete. So we're now dealing with concatenation. Now, concatenation is about bringing two things together. We are combining things. Okay? So I've got the first name and the last name. So I'm told that all the names should be in one column. Okay? So how do I do that? I use what you call concatenation. How do I do concatenation? I'll say John, then I put the ampersand, then I select Banda. So if I press enter, boom, John's Banda. Okay? I can even run this down. But we have a problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. What's the problem?
There's no space.
Alright. This is how you put the space. Remember how a space is represented in Excel?
Double quotation, space, double quotation.
Great. So, but we still have to concatenate the, the space, so we put the ampersand also there. So now we can say enter, then you have it. So if you run it down, it'll be good for all. Is it working?
Equals.
So we go on to look for another way. So we have we want to use another way to concatenate. So we can say equals, then we can say concatenate. Now to concatenate in this, select the cell, comma, you put the spacing, comma, the last name. That's how you concatenate.
So you say you click the first name and then you double click. Okay. Isn't that the first one when we did this one?
Right now
we used and.
yes,
What's the difference with using the comma in here?
because you're using the formula concatenate.
Oh, right. Oh, here we're just using equals.
Yeah. All right. That's the concatenation. Time is cruising.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's deal with this. You were able to concatenate the cells. Now they have come, they're saying, no, 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 we don't want it to be together. We want it to be separate. How do you do that one?
Left. I'm reading.
Equals left,
Equals.
left,
You click the cell.
cell, comma,
Find.
find.
Yes.
So I say find. What do I need to find?
The latest value. Let's see. Now I'm blank. I'm just saying inverted comma space.
Space.
Yes.
Okay, find space, comma,
Comma the cell again.
uh-huh, uh-huh,
Comma one.
comma one, uh-huh,
Yeah, close.
close. Done.
Is that
Yeah. Done.
left? Comma. Right. You said you want the typo. You found the typo.
Press again.
Oh yes.
Say okay.
It's okay.
Yes.
But where does it bring that message?
Because you forgot to put the last comma.
It's supposed to be double comma.
Because you used two formulas.
Oh yeah.
You have to, whatever opens has to be closed. Okay. This was a good one. This is a good one. Alright. Now let's hit it. Last one. We want to find the last one for the last one. What are we going to do? Equals. We want to find for the surname. We want to bring back the surname.
Equals.
Equals.
Right.
Right.
The cell.
Uh-huh.
The cell.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. Right. Comma. Left. Is what I'm saying.
Okay,
That's
let's try this one. Find.
okay. Fine.
What do we want to find? A blank, right?
Blank. Inverted comma.
Comma. Then we want to within which that one. Then close. Okay. Now, if you do this, this is a challenge that you're going to face. It brings you banda, right? Okay. Let's drag down. Have you seen the challenge which you are facing?
Oh yeah.
Because it's on your left side. But now, how do you do this? This is how you do it. Because of time, we're going to make it a whole formula. We'll not break it down. So we're going to say equals right. Then what is the text that we are dealing with? This is the text that we are dealing with, comma. Then what we want to do is to find the length of this one, subtract the length of this one. Okay?
Yes.
Alright? So we'll say find then len of this one, we close, minus the length of this one, okay. Then you have bandana. So if you run it down, boom. Okay, makes sense. Wow, this was good. 19 hours sharp, I'm done.